probably live forever, ever, probably live.
What's going on, people? It's your boy Tone, back with another video. Today we have the great debate between Hasan and Tate. Now they both have huge followings, so this should be interesting. I don't have a side, or I don't have a stake on either side, so let's just get to the facts and see what's going on, see what the cahoots about, you know what I mean? Let's go.
Is just incorrect, and that's why, Andrew, I've seen some of your work as you're doing the rounds on Twitch here, and a lot of the things that you said that you've been called out on, specifically in regards to like women driving, as a matter of fact, are just generally untrue. There's no empirical evidence to back up those claims, which is why you resort to anecdotes quite frequently and say things like, oh, well, it's just common sense, right? But it's not technically common sense. It's just your personal opinion.
Completely. It's my personal opinion based on my personal biases of my life experience. Now, when I say these, exactly. And when I say these things, X amount of people agree with me and X amount of people disagree with me. That's fine, and that's the same of nearly any statement in the world. Okay, but I can say the world is round, and there'll be a percentage of people who disagree with me. That's totally and utterly fine. I come on here and talk about my own personal experiences, and my experiences, men are better drivers than women. I'm not saying there's no good female drivers. I'm not saying a female can't.
No. You're misunderstanding what I'm saying. There is a truth, and then there is your own personal experiences backed by anecdotes, right? Or your own personal opinion backed by anecdotes from your own personal experiences. Now, your own personal experiences are oftentimes going to be incorrect and not close to the reality. That's why there's an entire field of statistical analysis. That's why we do empirical. That's why we rely on empirical evidence when we're making decisions. Why? Because we all carry a bunch of personal biases. And when we analyze situations, we do not have enough scope to grasp the entirety of the situation. We cannot comprehend it with our human brains.
And so far, Hasan is spitting all facts. He's absolutely right. Our scope, our personal scope, doesn't tell the full story of statistics and facts and just overall surveys. So, I mean, I'm waiting to hear what Tate has to say back. Let's get to it. Come on.
Oh, listen.
Which is why, when it comes to women driving, it's a funny point. Because the truth is different. The truth is the exact opposite.
No. Listen. First things first. There's lies, there's damn lies, and there's statistics. I'm sure you've heard that from Mark Twain. That's the first thing. The second thing is that you're deriving.
You can massage numbers, but
you're deriving your truth from an internet study. That's fine. You can derive your truth from an internet study on a bunch of different things. The truth of life is the truth that you experience as an individual. That is the only truth that we all live within. You live within your truths. I live within my truths because these are the truths I've.
I like how he tried to downplay Hasan's point by saying it's an internet study, but it's just factual numbers that anybody can look up. Yes, they're on the internet, but that doesn't make them any less true. You know what I'm saying? Come on.
Experience as an individual. If certain things happen to you over and over and over and over and over again, but the truth on the internet says it's not true, that doesn't mean that your experiences are any less real. So if you to come here and say the internet says X, especially
your experiences can be real. You could be a statistical anomaly, as a matter of fact. You can be one of those people, but more often than not, I want
to talk to you because I keep letting you talk and you're finishing your point and I'm trying to talk. So
okay, go ahead.
I'm going to. The fact that you're going on the internet, finding some study and saying that this is the truth, especially after the age of COVID and all the fucking truth we were told with that garbage, you want to sit here and say, oh, the internet said X. I'm sure the internet did. I'm talking about my personal experiences, and some people agree with me and some people do not. That is perfectly fine. Don't give a fuck if people agree with me or otherwise. People are listening to me and they're either agreeing with me or not.
I know, but you're still wrong, and that's the problem.
I disagree with you.
Do you want to be right, or do you want to keep speaking into a hug box where people agree with you? And then,
Hasan getting them, bro.
If you just completely devalue,
I'm gonna tell you why. Because it's crazy. Because when women do this, when women kind of like, they'll say, "Well, from my personal experiences, what do we say? All right, oh, you're being emotional. All right, so we can't let nobody off the hook if that's your only argument is your personal experiences as a man. All right, we gotta say the same thing. It goes both ways, man. You're being emotional, dog. You're being emotional. All right, let's get back to it.
You empirical evidence, actuarial sciences, the entirety of the insurance industry that relies on making these sorts of calculations to ensure that these quotes are as profitable as possible, which ends up charging men higher rates than women, is a statistical likelihood that men are more dangerous drivers than women across the board and get into more car accidents.
And on top of that, you guys, car insurance companies, they going to get their money, man. All right? They're going to do all the studies they got to do to prove what and what's the most probable way of making the most profit. All right? Car insurance businesses have been around for, hundreds of years, so they know what they're doing over there. All right? So if they charge us men more to be insured, that's kind of a telling statistic that we may be more dangerous on the road. We may be, not as good drivers as our counterparts. But I digress. Let's get back into it.
Across the board, if you're going to look at all of that and say it doesn't matter because that does not correspond to my own personal experiences, then you're silly. You're being silly. You're being a silly person.
Yeah,
if everyone thought like you did, right? We would have no scientific achievements on this planet. We would still be living inside of fucking caves.
That's true.
And now, as much as I love Liver King personally, I don't think that that would be a good planet to live on. I'm pretty happy for, all the medical achievements, all the scientific achievements that we have reached. And at the heart of all of that, all of those accomplishments lies an understanding of arriving at the truth through empirical evidence.
You done?
Yeah.
Cool. In my personal experiences, all of the car crashes I've been involved in, all the times my car was hit, and all the negative experience I've had on the road, women were at fault. Now you can sit here and say the insurance claims say that. I never said the insurance claims don't say that. I'm saying that I am not comfortable with women driving because of my personal experience. Those are my personal experiences. You can drag up all the empirical evidence in the world you want to try and drag up. Anyone with a brain knows how that aids the world agendas anyway. I don't want to go too political on a stream that's going to get taken down. So I'm not saying that I can't find a female race car driver. I'm not saying that.
That's not what I'm saying either. I'm not talking about like statistical anomalies. I'm straight up talking about the overwhelming amount of evidence that suggests that women are more careful drivers than men. Okay? And therefore better drivers than men. Now,
so far, Tate hasn't came back with like any logical nothing. He's just saying, well, for my personal. But dog, we ain't talking about that. You know what I'm saying? We're not talking about that. You gotta go deeper than that. You have to go deeper than yourself. All right, you have to. Let's go.
You keep resorting back to your personal anecdotes. So let me walk you through this, right? Do you agree that human beings have biases?
Do me a favor.
Okay. But hey, I respected your time. Do you want to answer my question? Do you believe that human beings have biases?
Oh, absolutely. We're all biased.
Okay.
Completely.
Do you think that those biases might cloud your judgment?
It's not about clouding judgment.
Not just your personal not just your own personal judgment. Do you think our biases might cloud our personal judgment?
He's walking them through.
I think every single person on earth is biased and lives within a biased
reality.
Absolutely.
That's absolutely true. Okay. So if you agree with me on both of those accounts, you understand that your anecdotes, your own personal accumulation of information is going to be clouded by your own personal biases. So you're not going to be able to assess the information adequately in the same way that empirical evidence would.
See, I like how he did that. He walked him through the errors in his own logic, and he kind of cornered him a little bit here. Let's see how he, if he can get up out of this one. Because at the end of the day, he's talking about it's kind of basic fundamental shit, man. Hasan's talking about facts, and Tate's talking about personal experiences, and it's kind of like this is a long conversation, man. So if this is all it is, I'm gonna wrap it up. I ain't gonna hold y'all. Come on.
That's precisely why we look at data rather than make arguments around our. Wait, let me finish. Come on.
I understand what you're saying.
This is precisely why we do that.
We've went over the same point like 5 times here.
Everyone's saying kick you. You're long-winded the point. You're saying that the empirical evidence is saying X, so it doesn't matter what my personal experience is. That's fine. My point is, let me change it. Let's say that the empirical evidence says that a pit bull is more likely to bite you than a Dalmatian. But in your life experience, every time you went near a Dalmatian, it bit you, and a pit bull never did. Are you going to go up to a Dalmatian still completely and go, oh, it's fine, completely unbiased because the empirical evidence says X when you're covered in scars? No. You're going to say Dalmatians bite me for some reason, and I'm not comfortable around Dalmatians. That's called human nature. Okay. So I'm telling you my personal experiences, and I don't care. I understand your point. Empirical evidence says X. Women in this country can do X. I completely get that. Secondly, it's also
he's
countries. You're only talking
upset,
about America because you're American. You don't see outside of the world. That's fine.
I'm Turkish, actually. I grew up in Turkey.
That's not the point. That's not the point I'm making. The point I'm making is I'm uncomfortable with a woman driving. And if you actually ask most women, if it gets late at night or it starts getting dark or it starts raining heavily or the parking gets difficult, they usually ask the man to drive themselves. I know many women who do that. They're not offended by my assumption. I know loads of women who go, oh, I don't want to park. You park it. Loads. There's not a bad thing about it. Who gives a shit, right? It's not even a big deal. You've come on here deciding you.
I haven't heard that in a long time. I don't want to park. You park it. I haven't heard that since I was probably in my teenage years, bro. When we first started driving, I want to park. You park it. It's been a while since I've heard that. I'm not gonna hold you, and I've heard that from males and females. So, come on.
Really want to stick up for the chicks, and maybe one of them will drive over to your house. It's cool. We've got better things.
I don't
to
think
talk about.
I look. Let's be real. I don't think I need to be a male feminist to be able to attract women. Okay. However, having said that, that was a funny implication. Having said that, you are failing to recognize what I am trying to say. I walked you through these steps slowly but surely. The thing is, the Dalmatian example that you gave is great. Why is it great? Because you are creating now a hypothetical scenario in which you want your opponent to concede. I can do the exact same thing and say, well, in my personal experience, Dalmatians never bite, or pit bulls never bite, whichever one you thought was the more aggressive breed, right? In my personal experience, what if in a million times that I have bred pit bulls or been around pit bulls, not a single one of them has ever been aggressive? We will never be able to arrive at a meaningful solution or a resolution to this conversation if we're both operating on personal anecdotes and hypotheticals. That is not how you can conduct an appropriate debate.
Good. So now you're saying...
Yo, it's funny how Tate comes off, and I've seen a few clips of him as like this super ultra alpha dominant. I know what's going on. I know everything. All right, but when he's actually debating somebody who's actually smart and can see through the bullshit, he's kind of crumbling right now. He's kind of crumbling, and he's resorting back to his own personal stuff, and that's how you know you lost. From the very start, when we started doing this reaction, bro, he already lost, bro. All right, and up until now, I haven't heard nothing to make me think. I don't know. I think he might be a beta, man. Hasan's kind of sunning him right now. I ain't gonna hold you. He kind of sunning him right now. Hold on.
Thing I just said.
I'm gonna do a little bit more. If they don't change the subject, I'm wrapping this up. Come on.
I have my own biases, my personal experiences, and I say them. Some people disagree and some people agree, and I don't care. You now come along.
But you're still wrong, though, because I'm not operating on biases when I talk about women driving. I'm talking about the empirical evidence. I might have personally thought women are worse at driving than men as well. But once you arrive at, once you look at the evidence and you realize that said evidence suggests something else, you're probably not going to continue believing the prior thing that you believed, right?
We went over the same point like 5 times, and I think we're just.
I know, but it's just weird because I can't I can't break through Andrew's.
I understand your point. You're saying that even if I thought
we're losing the girl.
No, exactly. I want to talk to her. He's saying even if I thought women were worse drivers, I've seen empirical evidence, and I'm so smart that I ignore my own eyes and ears and believe what the internet tells me. That's what he's coming along.
That's not what I'm asking you to do, my friend.
I'm sure you're double vaccinated. It all makes sense to me now. You believe what you're told to believe. You don't believe your own eyes. You don't believe your own ears, and that's what you're going to sit here and talk about empirical evidence that you found on Google. Cool. If you believe everything that's on Google, that is your prerogative, my friend. And if you think that makes you sound smart in the modern world after the 3 years we've just been through, to say that I read a piece of paper that tells me to believe X, so I believe X, and I ignore my own personal experiences. And you think
I'm not asking you to ignore your own personal experiences. I'm simply asking you to look at the data.
So let's change the subject because you've just proven your point.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna wrap this thing up, you guys. So far, man, in this one, Tate gave me some beta vibes, bro. And we gotta stay away from this whole everybody trying to be alpha, super masculine. Oh, bro, just be yourself, dog. Be who you are, bro. Be the best version of you, man. All right, stop trying to look up to these motherfuckers on YouTube who just trying to make money off you. You know what I'm saying? To take advantage of you because you young, bro. All right, Hasan came on here, sunned his ass. All right, he basically just put him in the corner and was talking down to him the whole time. You know what I'm saying? All because Tate didn't really have a strong argument back to what Hasan was saying, even though Hasan was proving his point clearly. All right, so let's get off that wave, bro. Be yourself, man. Be the best version of you, man. Don't let nobody take advantage of y'all, man. All right, do your research, do your studies, man. Be your own version of yourself, bro. All right, because like when you walk around and you try to be something you're not, you know what I mean? Eventually somebody pokes a hole in your bubble, all right, and you pop, bro. And the worst way to do is motherfucking on the internet, man. So Hasan, keep it going. Tate, you know what I'm saying? He has some good points sometimes, you know what I'm saying? So Tate, keep it going too, but just, listen, man, just do your own thing, man. Be your own man, bro. Let's get up out of here, dog. Come on. Peace.
If I should die at a young age, I thank the Lord for giving me a break. If I should die at a young age, I thank the Lord for giving me a break. Cause I'll probably live forever, ever, probably live forever, ever, probably live forever, ever, I'll probably live forever, ever.